Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is Tirra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend. And you know I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. This is our Inspired Goddess Morning Circle. Welcome, Sistars. Let's do this, G-Hive. Grab that morning beverage. It is time for the goddesses together. Let me know if you can hear me. Come on, goddesses. Hoping y'all can hear the music. I'm hoping you can hear me. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, beverage. Good morning. How are you, Mr. Shannon? Diamond. Woo-hoo. Good morning, JL Hutch. Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Can you hear the music? Okay, I see Shannon with the dance emoji. All right, I have on my wireless mic. I wanted to make sure you can hear me and you can hear the music. Y'all ready to dance a little bit? Let's do this. Dance with me. You're going to step and lift that hip. Oh. Very good. Good. Yes. All right, come on. I want you to give me those shoulders. Step side to side. All my goddesses. Good morning, healthy sexy. Step it side to side. Very good. I want you to do that step, hip, lift, step, hip, lift. Very good. Shoulder shimmy, side to side. Very good. Step, hip, lift. Right here. Step, hip, lift. Very good. Shoulder shimmy, side to side. All right. Shimmy. Cut it down. Hip lift. Here we go. Step, hip lift. Shoulder shimmy, side to side. Step, hip lift. Very good. Shoulder shimmy, side to side. I know I changed my side. All right. Step, hip lift. Here we go. Step, hip lift. Shoulder your shimmy, side to side. All righty. Good morning, unique bush wisdom. All right, y'all. That felt good. Good morning, G-Hive. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just give me a moment to change my mic. Well, yeah, give me a chance. I want to make sure my sound is good. I'm a sound snob. Good morning. Glad y'all are here. Alrighty. Have to make sure I have the right mic. Ooh. Yes. Okay. I think y'all can hear me. I think you can hear me on my my Yeti, which is a beautiful mic. Okay. Let me come back out. Where are we? Greetings. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Inspired Goddess Morning Circle. Again, I'm Tirra. Tirra Omilade. Omilade is my spiritual name. I got it when I initiated as a priestess in the Ifa tradition. So yeah, that's my name, Omilade, my spiritual name. But most people call me Tirra, and I am a spiritual guide and coach. And yeah, I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. It's all about, hey, let's make life a little easier. Why are we making things so hard? All we need to do is tap into the wisdom of the ancients and yeah, work with our divine feminine energy, which is glorious. It is magnificent. It is wonderful. How is everyone doing here this morning? I've said good morning to several of you, and we'll see here who has come on since. Healthy Touch Heals. Good morning, Goddess. How are you, Unique Wisdom Bush? Phoenix 73, Grand Rising, and good morning, grace and peace to Catherine Cat Ballou. Good morning. Good morning. So happy to see everyone here. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the astrology, and I want to do an oracle reading. We'll do a mindfulness practice. That's probably all we're going to do today. I just have been in a place where it's like I need to kind of recover from all the energy it took for me to do the audio summit, and I just haven't gotten there. I work at a nonprofit, and we had all of our AAPI week events in 1 week's time, and my belly dance teacher actually was here, so I hung out with her, and so it's just kind of like, let me just settle. So, how is everybody doing out there? Do you have your morning beverage? If so, let us know what you are drinking. Yeah, I think what I want to do is just go on ahead and go into the mindfulness practice. And then what we'll do is transition into the astrology. We had that new moon last week. What day was that new moon on? Was it the 8th? I can't remember. But yeah, we've had the new moon recently. So we're in this time of energy building and taking action on whatever our intentions were, or just being guided by the energy, being guided by our intuition. But I would love to know, how was that new moon for you all? So yeah, let's talk about that. Or maybe we were here last week with the new moon, just right after the new moon energy. What's today? Oh yeah, we were here just after the new moon, on the day of the new moon, something like that. All right, we got Puerto Rican cafecito. Love it. Sisters, I'm doing so today. Also recovering from a full weekend week. I'm drinking orange and pineapple juice. Ooh, that sounds so good. Sending you hugs and energy, Diamond. Yeah, it's kind of it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I have an uncle who actually passed yesterday. So if y'all would just remember my cousins, I'm good. His children, my aunt, my mama's sister is who's married to him. Just hold my family, hold them in your prayers, because they are the ones that are going through the hardest. Agua y cafe. All righty. I love it, love it, love it. So yeah, let's just go on ahead. I'm gonna pull up cinnamon coffee. Yay, Jess. I love it. I love it. Um, let's see here. Banners. That way people know what we're doing and don't come on like, why is she just standing there? Let's see here. Mindfulness. I'm just going to pull it up right now because I'm going to be going into that, even though I'm going to look at somebody's comments too. Already had your coffee, Unique Wisdom Bush. Drinking water. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, this uncle he's actually my dad's best friend. Also, the reason he got hooked up with my aunt, here's a little family history. The reason he got hooked up with my aunt is because he was best friends with my dad, and my mom thought they would make a good couple. And so they got married. Yeah, they didn't even know each other that long, but they got they didn't know each other that long before they got married. I mean, like less than 6 months. I wanna say it was less than that too. Let's see here. I know they have to be married close to 50 years at this point. Um, so yeah, cool little story. His name is Uncle Bernard. Very funny guy, very, very funny. Always positive and uplifted. His kids, my cousins are the same way. And so yeah, but that's my aunt, my mother's sister's husband passed, which is my uncle. I'm just kind of giving y'all the family tree. Um, so yeah. Anywho, um, want to, and that's part of the reason I'm getting off. It's just I'm a little bit in a funk. I'm just not gonna even lie. I'm a little bit in a funk. But I'm happy to be here. Always feel uplifted and loving gathering with you all. And yeah. So I want to go on ahead and do the mindfulness practice with you all. We're gonna do it for real. For real, for real. Oh, thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. So yeah, what we're gonna do is just focus on our breath. It's important for us throughout the day, and I can't overstate this enough based on my experience to just take out mindful moments where we are slowing ourselves down and tuning even into our breath is just a beautiful way to create more presence in our lives. One of the things that I love about um, the spiritual teachings that I follow is one of the primary gifts that we can give ourselves while we're here in human form is presence. When I first got on my spiritual path and when it felt like life felt so chaotic on the inside, just so much emotion, so much unprocessed trauma, so much I like dishevelment and just not being settled within myself. I began to realize if I just tune into right now, just come hyper focused into the now moment and just really take in everything that's going on, then that it brought peace almost immediately, you know? There's so much that we're taught is the peace lies without. But honestly, what we want to do is to go within. I've heard, I think it's Wayne Dyer, if you don't go within, then you're going to go without. And it's more of if you don't go with for me, if you don't go within and find that peace within yourself, it's almost impossible from anything on the outside to bring that peace to you, right? But also the present moment offers so much opportunity. It offers us um, solutions. I also remember hearing Deepak Chopra say something to the effect of when we are in the now moment. How did this go? Okay, it's going to come back to me. I kind of lost it. But it is so important for us to be in. Oh, I know what it is. When we're in the now moment, and I think actually this was Wayne Dyer also, if you know who he is. When you're in the now moment, all of the problems, especially with us being modern day humans who take in so much information from the outside, uh, so much seems okay because it's like, let me just live moment by moment. Okay. In this moment, I am okay. Now, in this moment, I'm okay. And in the other thing that I loved about this teaching that he gave was how important it was to realize you were successful in those previous, let's just say, last 60 seconds. You were successful. You do have success in your life, lifing. And so sometimes we have to just bring our awareness down into this moment just to realize everything is okay. So many times we feel like we're a failure at so much. We have what is called negativity bias, and our negativity bias was put in place to help keep us safe and alive. I just think it runs amok. We don't check it. We just let it point out all the things that are wrong in our lives, because in a way it's kind of like, hey, is that safe? That's not safe. I got to bring it up to you and just keep reminding you about how you did this wrong or that wrong. And if I keep reminding you of all the things that you're doing that are wrong, then that's going to help keep you safe. But we have to check that negativity bias. And we have to remind ourselves, in this moment, I actually did succeed. And that does help to bring peace. And the more we can tune into this now moment, not only do we have more peace, not only are we allowed to check out from all the perceived dangers that haunt modern day people, but we're also able to give our bodies an opportunity to be in a relaxed state. You know, we've talked about that parasympathetic nervous system and the importance of tuning into the parasympathetic nervous system, and how when we are tuned into it, then that's where true healing can come: body, mind, spirit, and emotions. Okay. So it's so important for us to make sure that we take this time to be quiet, to tune into our breath. Our minds can just be like runaway trains. And so when we take that time to tune into our breath, then we're able to slow that runaway train down. And that alone helps to confer a lot of peace. So what we're going to do is just focus a little bit today on mindful breathing. And I want you to begin to really connect with, what does this practice do for you? And then take it into your life, take it into your day. So let's just go on ahead and get started. I'm just going to ask you to get in a comfortable seated position. Maybe beginning to take a deep breath. Letting your shoulders relax. And then you can close your eyes or lower your gaze to limit visual distractions. And what you want to do is see if you can soften around any areas of tightness in your body, any tension in the body. So again, this might mean dropping your shoulders, wiggling your fingers. Might want to loosen that jaw. And softening the muscles around your eyes. Relaxing your belly. Remember, we enter into our mindfulness practice with curiosity, with a huge dose of self-compassion, and we check the judgment at the door. We don't bring in any judgment. There is nothing to attain. We're just going to go through this experience, allowing ourselves to connect with our breath, knowing that anytime we find our mind floating and thinking about all the different things about our day and our lives, that's just what minds do. And the way we bring ourselves back into our practice is we just bring our focus onto our breath. Inhale and exhale. So what we're going to do today is just bring awareness to what it feels like to physically be breathing. And remember, we're doing this without judging. We don't need anything to be bad or good, right or wrong. We're just curious about what it feels like to be inhaling and exhaling, and to have that pause between the exhale and the inhale. Okay, so with a soft belly, In an open mind, I just invite you to inhale through your nose and exhale through the mouth. Just continue to do that. Inhale through the nose, noticing the pause between the inhale and the exhale, and then exhaling. And with each inhale and exhale, relaxing your body. And to keep your mind focused, if this would be helpful, you can just think inhale on the inhale in your mind and exhale on the exhale. Just continuing to inhale through the nose. Pause, exhale through the mouth. Being aware of what it feels like, what it's like to inhale, exhale, just the different sensations that are there. You want to breathe with a sense of ease and just follow the natural rhythm. Noticing as the air moves through your nostrils, going down and then out through your mouth. Just noticing what it feels like to have air go through your nostrils and move out through the mouth. You might even notice the belly rising and falling with each inhale and exhale. Just breathing with a sense of curiosity. Breathing with ease. Sensing into each breath. Feeling the movements and the temperatures. Yeah. Just staying with your breath in each moment. Calling in this energy of kindness and ease. Breathing in and out. Feeling it without judging anything to be good or bad, right or wrong. Taking just a few more breaths before we end our practice. Just being present in this now moment with you and your breath. Taking just a few more breaths. Remembering that you can take this practice into the rest of your day and week. All right, sisters. That is our mindfulness practice for today. That felt good. I love mindfulness so much. Thank y'all so much for all the love. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hi, Natasha. Welcome. Glad you're here. Ah. So, Yeah, what I would like to know is how was that for you? And how can you take that forward into your day and into your week? Did you have a reminder or was there something that you learned from that practice? I love the breath practice, the breathing practices and mindfulness because when I first started doing them, I was like, I never thought about the fact that there's a pause between the inhale and exhale. It just feels like inhale, exhale, but it's actually inhale, pause, exhale, pause. The breath can teach us so much. Even with the breath, there's a pause. And so it's important for us to make sure that we take a pause throughout our day. That's how I'm going to look at it. Work, 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 work. Pause. Work, 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 work. Pause. Well, love focusing on my breath is truly the best practice. It really is, Shannon. It truly is. Ekaro, how are you, Ayoka? Good to see you here, Queen. I am only my breath. That is what I keep in mind every day. It keeps me grounded. That's a good one, Shannon. That's a real good one. I am only my breath. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I mean, to take stock of to be able to breathe, that's actually what distinguishes us and people who are no longer here. They're ancestors now. What distinguishes it? Breath, breath of life. And we just live in a society that keeps us our minds so caught up, so tied up. It's so easy because it's our choice, but it's so easy to get caught up in other things because and to forget foundational things like breath work, right? So that's really, really good. So exactly, Natasha. Breath is especially important for our mental health, especially important for mental health. As I went through my certification, that was something that I learned how there's some people who nothing is helping them but mindfulness. And so, yeah, the breath work, calming the body down because so much of the anxiety is that overactive nervous system. And so the question is, what do we need to do to deactivate that nervous system, right? So, breath work. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go this one. The breath practice really helped calm me down and reminded me to be slow and intentional. I love that, Mystic. Yeah, that's what I needed today. Be slow and intentional. Helps so much in difficult times. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, I always say intentional breathing is as effective as taking Xanax. I would love to hear from more people who really and truly have been on, not really and truly, who have taken, medicine and then also tried the mindfulness, the breathing, and what is the difference? Because I know what it does for me, but I've never been on medication. But I do know I have struggled with mental health challenges. As a matter of fact, the one panic attack that I had, the therapist that I knew who was like, "Let me tell you something, Tyra. I just want you to take some deep breaths. Just whenever you start feeling nervous, deep breaths." And I was like, "Okay." And I haven't had one since. So thank goodness. That is one of my tools to keep the physical pain away too. Yes. Okay. I love that. Breath work. Very good. Thank you for letting us know that, Shannon. Wow. Wow. So, yeah, let us make sure that we focus on our breath. For those of us who've forgotten, we need to it's just like in yoga when people say you want to take your practice from your mat into your life, you want to take it from your cushion and mindfulness into your life. We want to take it from the inspired morning goddess circle into our lives. I take THC gummies, and I notice that when I add gummies to my meditation, I feel blissful. Love it, love it. Yeah, I'm one of the ones who thinks, and I'm not, one who I don't use THC at all. I do use CBD. I'll be, honest about that. But I still believe marijuana should be legal everywhere to support people in their mental health. Some folks can't keep food down or whatever. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Mm, that's good to know. Shamanic teachings start with breath work. Mm, nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's how important it is. Even the shaman are like, baby, we got to start with the breath. All right. I haven't taken any, but people around who have, and the Zen state it puts them in reminds me of what breathing does for me. Interesting, Ayoka. Very, very interesting. Okay. And it's just got to be less taxing on the body to just do breath work. Cervical spine disability. Okay. And Jaimin, I meditate with ganja and it's such a loving experience. Yeah, I just think for me, I think I know that it's probably something about money. Who knows what it is, but I know we're on our way. I know we're on our way. So many more states are saying we're gonna at the least have medical marijuana. Um, so yeah. So let's look at the astrology. Good. I'm glad to hear that it's helping everybody. This is awesome. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Shannon. You need whatever you need to help support you. Okay, so over the next week, woo, we got a lot going on. Um, we have Mercury going into Taurus. We're going to have the sun going into Gemini. And even though I'll be here next Wednesday, still Venus in Gemini and then Jupiter in Gemini. Wow. Um, wow. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot of shift. Now, the good news is several planets are shifting into the same sign. So we're going to have 3 planets shift into Gemini, bringing up all things Gemini. Where are the Geminis in the house? So it's going to really bring up Geminian energy. Geminis, this is your time. Oh, Natasha's a Gemini. I think she's like a triple Gemini. I know she got a lot of Geminian energy. Oh, Morgan's a Gemini. Okay. So yeah, Gemini energy is going to be heightened. Here's another reason that it's good for us to be focused on our breath. Because with all of that Geminian energy highlighted, um, we're going to be, our brain is just going to be like an overdrive. Okay. So it'll be important for you to figure out how are you going to take time out? Do you need to set a timer to slow that brain down? What needs to happen? Okay. So, um, taking those deep breaths, mindfulness. Let me tell you something else that is key for Gemini. Let me tell y'all. Who knows Leslie Sansone? What's her name? Sansone? Sony? I can't think of her name. But she's the walking lady. Walking is going to come back in vogue, baby. Walking is like one of the best exercises. And I remember when I was going through perimenopause, I learned from this one coach that women should take a walk every day. Doesn't matter your age, nothing. He figured out traditional working out wasn't the best for most women because he would find some women who were following the plan perfectly and they weren't getting results. And he began to find out that the feminine body, because of our hormonal set, needs it's like a calabash of tools and ways of being that are very helpful to us. One of which is walking. So, yeah, we need to exercise. Maybe we're going to go out and walk to exercise, but the kind of walking that he is recommending for women is, to me, Geminian walking. Gemini is just about getting out and walking and just taking everything in, because Gemini is very curious. Now, don't get me wrong. To me, Geminis can move. Geminis can move real fast. I'm noticing a lot of dancers are Geminian. Geminis are known for being on the go, right? But it's a lightness about it. Scorpio is like, oh, we're going to walk, we're going to power walk. That's how Scorpio would do it. But we don't need the Scorpio intensity. Gemini does not have all that Scorpio intensity. Instead, Gemini has the energy that is like, um, um, okay, I want to go see what's there. Well, let's just saunter, and you can't even really see what you want to look at if you're just moving fast, moving, right? So it's like you want to get out and you want to just take a walk, and you want it to be nice and slow. And the other thing about the Geminian walking is Gemini is actually connected to the nervous system. And so when you're out walking and you're taking these nice little slow, methodical, nourishing walks, it will help to soothe the nervous system. It will help to soothe this, um, raise up the parasympathetic system. Parasympathetic equals peace. Okay. So I think that walking is going to become in vogue, but with all this mental energy, we want to take that nice little Geminian walk where it's going to be soothing our nervous system. We want to deactivate the brain and the nervous system. We might even kind of struggle with sleeping a little bit, to be honest with you, because um, our brains will just be clicking. So you're going to have to kind of go out of your way. And this is really for the next year, because Jupiter is moving into Gemini. And with Jupiter moving into Gemini, the Geminian energy is going to stay heightened for a year. Jupiter stays in a sign for a year. So, yeah, but it's going to be even more heightened in the next 30 days. Once we get to the 20th, get ready. Get ready. So yeah, that's really, really interesting. But I will say one thing that is going to help is while Mercury is in Taurus. So Mercury finally, today? Y'all know I'm very I'm legalistic. Let's see what time Mercury moved into Taurus. Let's see what time Mercury moved into Taurus, or what time it will move into Taurus. Okay. So it'll move into Taurus at 1:04 p.m. Eastern time. So not too much longer. Mercury's still in Aries. And so with that, what is Mercury? Mercury is the mind. And so this will help to bring, because Taurus is grounding, and Taurus is it's very stable and it's slow. Taurus is very, very slow. So that's going to help. We'll definitely feel this Mercury in Taurus for the next 6 days or so, 5 to 6 days. So that's good. And what else do I want to tell you about Mercury in Taurus? So yeah, it brings this grounding, but it also kind of speaks to like, what are we thinking about? And Taurus is, we're thinking about money. We're thinking about personal finances. We're thinking about abundance, manifestation, prosperity, because these are all Taurus themes. We're thinking about the food that we eat. We're thinking about Mother Earth. We are also thinking about, let's see here, our stuff, our material possessions. And it might be some people are like, hey, I need to get some new ones, or maybe you want to store some of your stuff, or maybe you want to pull stuff out of storage and start getting rid of some of it. But it definitely kind of puts you in the mindset of all of your material possessions. And some of you may have already kind of started thinking about that, because we've had the Sun and Venus in Taurus. So that might already be a topic. I know I started organizing my closet the other day. So that kind of thing. Taurus is also it's associated with libraries and history. So some of us may be focused on learning something, or it's like you get really caught up in the history in some kind of way. You become super curious. 'Cause Mercury is curiosity. So it's like something historical that you're curious about. Yes. That's funny. Yes, I agree. Oh, I think Cat Baloo, you're Gemini. Seems like you're Geminian too. Okay, so where I think we'll feel a little bit challenged is once we go a little bit deeper into the week. First of all, on Friday, so we actually will start feeling this tomorrow. Mercury is going to do what is called square Pluto. And when Mercury is square a sign, it makes you feel like there could be some type of mental irritation, or it's like some spar wars with some words or something like that. So it could be a little bit of a challenging transit because Mercury is about words and the mind, and Pluto is about empowerment, or standing in your power. So it could be like some spar wars go on, you and someone else. Uh, and it could be you're like, no, no one is gonna, be telling me what to do. I'm gonna stand in my power, but you have to speak it. All right. Now let me tell you something else about this. Mercury is the mind and Pluto is transformation. So it may be something happens and you're like, I've got to do a better job with the way that I'm thinking. This is not, maybe it's not empowered thinking. Maybe some of us need to take that time to have more of an empowered way of thinking about life, more of an empowered way of approaching whatever it is that you need to approach. It could be um, maybe you want to be more empowered in thinking around money, abundance, prosperity. I don't know if I talked about what you're eating, because Mercury definitely in Taurus is going to have us thinking about the food that we're eating. But Mercury square Pluto also could be like there's some progress you've been making or you've been wanting to make, and you just haven't been able to make this progress. And so, it's like, well, part of the reason you're not making this progress is because you don't have empowered thinking. So something like that could come up for you Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Let me see, is there anything else I want to tell y'all about this Mercury and Pluto? Okay, so Mercury is I wanna kinda come back to today. In the last maybe 24 hours, I want us to think about, is there any news that we've heard that, well, is I don't know if shocking is the right word, but it really stands out because Mercury is the press, it's the media. And is there something in the last 24 hours? I'm trying to test this when planets are on that 29th degree, what are we seeing? Because I think it's important for us to start, beginning to take note. Now, I will go back over here to Mercury square Pluto because Pluto is in a sign that has to do with society. It is a societal planet. So that could be these days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, could be days where we hear some type, and I know it's like we always hear something negative, but this will really stand out. It will be louder than the rest of the negative noise that we hear. Some type of news. I really do believe that there is going to be a reckoning for the press. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that do very good in the media. But we can even think about this. I don't know how much y'all keep up with Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay, and what people are saying about him. It's kind of like, on YouTube, you can become a star. Like you can become highly successful YouTubing and podcasting. But like for instance, he had Amanda Seals on recently, and people were saying that they weren't matched intellectually. And that's because, Shannon is good at conversation. I don't know how much he's like, I want to do my research on these intellectual like in an intellectual way on these topics. I do think he's very smart, but intellectual topics, I'm not going for club shay shay for that. I'm going to hear what celebrities have to say, and I don't even think he really covers news very much or whatever. Versus Amanda Seals, who is intellectual, even, no matter if you like her or not, it is, you cannot deny this is a smart woman, and like that higher philosophical type of talking is what she's good at. And they were saying he didn't know how to handle that conversation, right? And I just think that there's going to be a shift even more in who's sharing the news, how the news is going to be shared. I have to be honest. I think that a lot of what happens in the news is, or the way the media is so corporatist. It's just about making money, right? So I just want to put that out there. I'm putting that out there about Jupiter going into Gemini, because I honestly believe the media is going to be put on trial. But I do think that we could potentially hear something big, something major this week in the news. And it's about society, and it's even more around the activism, because Pluto is in Aquarius. And so it's something around activism. And so it could be also bringing it back to the personal. You are being an activist for yourself. And also, yeah, something about social networks. This is going to be a week where I think social topics, well, actually, it's just kind of kicking off next week, where it's like our friends, our groups, the people who we hang with, the people who we talk to. Um, this is going to become something that becomes more prominent. Like, we're really looking at it. Maybe it's like, am I with the right group? Do I need to shift, groups? Do I need to add an additional group to support me in this particular interest that I have in my life? So definitely, I think we'll see some more social topics, and see even Venus right here meeting with Uranus. That is in that vein. Venus is relationships. Uranus is networks of people, society. And it's an activist sign. So maybe Venus conjuncting Uranus is gonna usher in a new um wave of activism for women, and how we are advocating for ourselves. But make no mistake about it, it definitely begins to bring up relationship topics with these groups that we're a part of. Okay. So that's something that I think we will hear. Okay. I thought so, Cat Baloo. Mm, yeah. Yeah. This week I think will help you. It is really an insight game, Natasha. If other people will judge you, but what matters the most, honestly, is how you feel about yourself. And so maybe needing to make sure that you put yourself in spaces with people who have, you're more aligned with them spiritually, and see what they have to, and that will help to support you. Okay, so Venus conjunct Uranus and Sun conjunct Jupiter. So a conjunction is always a new beginning. So we have new beginning energy here with Mercury going into Taurus, with Venus conjunct Uranus, and then the Sun conjunct Jupiter. That all means new beginnings, fresh new starts. And that's good, because we're in the waxing moon phase. We're in this energy of newness, and energy is growing. But Venus meets Uranus about once every 15 months or so. So it's kicking off a 15-month cycle, okay? That is, oh, well, I love this cycle. I love that Venus has met Uranus in Taurus a number of times, but I really love Venus meeting with Taurus because Jupiter is there. And with Jupiter being there, it enhances what's going on. Plus, the Sun and Jupiter are there. It's all this energy that is going to be in Taurus on the same day as these new beginnings. So it's like giving a lot of energy to all things Taurus. And even the new moon intentions. What did you set at the new moon? This is giving it a lot of energy to all the things that we're thinking about, all the things that we're calling into our lives right now. This Saturday will be, well, we can actually just kind of think Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Woo! Bringing in that new energy, that manifesting energy. It's going to be amazing. I'll tell you, this also kind of gives me hope for a progressive society, because Venus conjunct Uranus is all about making progress. Conjunct Jupiter is this energy of growth and expansion. Jupiter is like high philosophy, right? So I am excited about that. I keep looking for signs that let me know we're moving in a direction that I'm happy about, which is growth, expansion, progress, people being free, living in a democratic society where people get to, or at least some semblance of it, versus, a more oppressive system. These are the things that I'm calling in, and this makes me like, okay, I see us moving there. I see us moving there. I really do think that more around the earth is going to be coming up also. Like, this is, maybe we're going to breathe some new life into people caring about Mother Earth. And the earth-based spiritual systems, I think, are key. So for instance, when I think about Ifa, and how Ifa is all about connecting with nature. Ifa is out of Nigeria. It's all about the Orisha. The Orisha are all about connecting with nature, getting back into connecting with the Orisha. I know we have all of our implements, we have, our elekes, we have all of these things that are in our home, but where are the Orisha? Where's the true wisdom? The true wisdom of these deities lies out in nature. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And then we're gonna have the sun sextile Neptune. So from somewhere around the 18th through the 19th, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That could be beautiful. You could get some type of healing message. The only caveat I have is it is very what's the word I'm looking for? Mutable. And it's the 29th degree. The sun is sextiling Neptune on the 29th degree of Taurus, and Neptune is on the 29th degree of Pisces. Okay. So Taurus is not mutable. I'm sorry, but Neptune being on that 29th degree, that's a whole lot of shenanigans energy. Be cautious, I think, that day. I really do. Even with the sun sextiling Neptune, but I do think that it can bring something healing, but it's something karmic that I think will be coming up for us Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Easily, something karmic could be coming through. Could be like a karmic healing or something with the ancestors. Could be some healing that you get here in the mind, especially around self-worth, self-value, that kind of thing. So, but it definitely, I would say, open yourself up to miracle, or open yourself up to some type of ingenious download. I would, if you want to know about the Orisha, I would learn about Ifa, because all the traditions that everyone knows about, they come from Ifa. Um, beautifully, preserved in their own ways in the diaspora. But Ifa is the way to go to know about the Orisha. Okay, so next we have Sun going into Gemini. So let me do this real quick. Yay. Where's my? So this, what I'm getting ready to go through with you all, is going to help you to just really understand what this means for, what does Gemini mean for you? What area of life? Because I want us to remember that we want to hear about astrology, but we actually want astrology to make a difference in our lives, right? And so you want to be focused on, it's kind of like, yeah, I know what it means for my sign. Oh, excuse me. I know what it means generally, but what does it mean for my sign? Because I want y'all to hear it and be able to apply it and come back and say, hey, this is what I was able to focus on because I was working with the astrology. So with the sun moving into Gemini, again, it puts us on all things Geminian. Now, Gemini is a sign that represents a lot of things. So, you have to kind of figure out what does it mean for you. So it's relational. It has to do with small groups. It could have to do with your neighbors, your siblings, your cousins, peers. It's people who are peers to you. Could be your students also. It's all about communications of all kinds, writing, journaling, social media, speaking of all kinds. It's the mind also, because you can be thinking about your inner dialogue, but also the mind, mindset, mental health. Okay. These are all things that Gemini has to do with. Um, Again, the nervous system and the hands, arms, shoulders, lungs. And it has to do with business, especially with like kind of like day-to-day operations, not just the business, but life. It's kind of like, how do you operate day to day? Your comings and your goings. It's a sign that's very curious. It has to do with learning. And a lot of times when we're learning new skills. I will say, even though I'm a little bit upset with the media, I think that jobs like Uber, Lyft, where it's kind of like gig economy, people who work on Fiverr, um, the sites that you go to, and they, some people, you're like, oh, I just need to hire, someone to do this little project for me or whatever. Those kinds of signs, websites. I don't remember the name of them, but it's kind of like contractual work, temp work. I think that that's going to become more and more common with Jupiter moving into Gemini, because it has to do with skills. It may be we're going to go back to a society where people are really focused on skills. Gemini is connected to self-made worth because it's all about your skills. So learning new skills, teaching new skills. And it's a very curious sign, but it's kind of like it wants information. This is not like deep Sagittarius learning where it's like I've got to learn everything and become an expert. It's more of you learn just what you need to know, bite-sized pieces, and we're moving. It's also about traveling. It's largely short distance traveling, but also like how you travel. Are you going to be taking the bus? Are you going to be taking the train? You're going to drive your car? Like, how are you going to be moving about your life to and fro? Are you going to walk? Because again, that's a form of transportation and it's Gemini. Can you see how much Gemini has to do with? Wowzers. I would say if you really want to just kind of, narrow it down, I want you to think about mindset, and what area of life would do well with you having a new mindset, a new way of thinking about it, new approach. But maybe some of these other things will matter also. So I'm going to pull this up really quickly. Banners, yes. And go through the signs on what is Gemini meaning, because we have the sun, Venus, and Jupiter moving in there next week. So for the Aries, this has to do with everything that I just described. If you really want to know what this could be bringing up for you, Aries, I want you to just go back and listen to what I just said. This means for everybody. The general meaning is always the literal meaning for you, Aries. That's a very good position to be in, because you're always kind of like, oh, Taurus means Taurus things for Aries, right? Gemini things mean Gemini things for Aries. So I think that maybe some of the Aries will start learning more, will start maybe even teaching more. But Aries is definitely going to become a sign that, or the Aries people are going to be like, hey, I want to learn new things. And Aries might become a little extra talkative for sure over the next 30 days. But I think for the next year, we'll be hearing a little bit more from Aries. To be honest with y'all, Aries don't talk a lot. They say what they want to say and then they just move on because they too busy, right? Oh, so this might make the Aries very busy. Aries might find that, you're traveling more. And I do think of all the signs, you're one of the ones who's going to have to really manage your mental health because it's just so much energy and activity there, and you might have to tell yourself to pause before you speak because you don't mind taking action. And another way of looking at this is you are impulsive. And so you might have to just be like, okay, before I speak, let me pause and take that breath that we practice in our mindfulness practice today. Okay. Let me go to Taurus next. So for Taurus, Gemini is your second house. So Tauruses are going to definitely be focused on what you are known for, Taurus, which is money, prosperity, abundance, personal finances. These are going to become primary topics for you. So, go with, like I said, we have some new energy coming in, Taurus. So these are, maybe you need to get some new skills. If you are not good with money, to help you be better with money. If you're one of the Tauruses that are like, oh, my finances are on point, then maybe you're going to be like, hey, I want to teach other people how to be, with their money in a way that's healthy, in a way that it, brings them abundance and prosperity. Um, I think that for some of the Tauruses, this could be bringing up, and when we're thinking about the mind, like, are you feeling worthy? Are you feeling valued? Are you charging for your services? There's something about the mind as connected to your worth and your value that I think could be coming up. And it could be Tauruses just need to do a little bit more self-care for their mind. This has to do with eating. So I think that could be something coming up for Tauruses also. Okay, so for Geminis, I guess I could. mm, I could build myself up. So for Gemini, this is happening. For Gemini, this is happening in your first house, and so with the first house, this means that you are going to be, to a large extent, going in a whole new direction. Now, this already happened. I want you to go back, Gemini, to um, 2021, maybe the end of 2020, top of 2022. I want you to go back there. Something new kicked off for you. There was a whole new, fresh new start that happened for Geminis. It may not have been comfortable though, okay? But there was something new that happened for you around that time. And so it's kind of like that is continuing at this point. You'll find yourself wanting to go even more in a whole new direction. And even if it was kind of like you saw the new direction you needed to go, you weren't able to do it. But now the road is going to open and it'll feel like, okay, I can see the vision. I know where I'm headed. I'm going in that direction. I think that you, Gemini, really want to open yourself up to more abundance, more calling into your life what you want because Jupiter is moving into your sign. Now we'll say Jupiter is actually kind of like the opposite of your energy. Um, so there might feel like a stretching that starts happening for you. And so you just want to open yourself up to like, oh, I gotta be, you're asking me to do what? Okay. Woohoo! So I'm excited for all of the Geminians out there. Okay, next is Cancer. So for the Cancerians, you, along with the other water signs, are going to be doing a lot of healing. I'm going to say it that way. It could feel a little bit like you're already uh like a little bit of a recluse and an introvert, and you might feel yourself go into it even more. Because I know some Cancerians have an introverted way, but you'll just kind of feel like you just want to go in, you just want to do this introspective work, you just want to focus on the inner you. And we'll be hearing the Cancerians like, I just want to heal up, of all the signs that would benefit from hypnotherapy, it would be you. Oh, mindfulness, another one, because that's what Gemini stands for, mindfulness. So I encourage all the Cancerians to, be ready to be more like, I just want to be spiritual. Another thing too, though, for Cancerians is creative. You might just feel like so almost like you want to go into like a creative lab, and you want to just go in and kind of experiment and figure out, what do you want to do with this energy of creation that you have within you. Or it could just be like a lot of creative ideas are coming your way. You want to have something to write them down on, Cancerians. Or you're just like, I'm just so open to spirit, right? So, and this is actually a little bit of a uncomfortable thing for Cancerians in some regard. This Gemini energy, and this, I think I don't know. It's because I know Cancerians are intuitive, um, but the energy of Gemini is in what is called a hidden house. So it's kind of like maybe you're all emotion and not enough logic, and so maybe it's going to be kind of like merging the two in some kind of way. Last little bit for the Cancerians, y'all might have to do a little bit extra to go to sleep. Okay, it's just how it is when you have planet a lot of this going on in the 12th house, which has to do with sleep. Okay, Leo, for you, I love this. Okay, Leos, this will bring this energy of abundance. The 11th house is where this is happening for you. It has to do with good fortune and being gainful. So I definitely think if any of the Leos have been struggling with money, abundance, that kind of thing, or you just been kind of feeling like good luck isn't on your side, get ready. I'm excited for you. So yeah, I'm excited for all of the Leos. It actually could also, for Leo, bring a lot of progress, even though I think some of the Leos might say, well, I was focused on A, but I don't think I'm going to focus on A anymore. I'm going to focus on something new. It's something new about goals, or maybe you'll just have like fresh new life breathed into you around your goals. So definitely, Leo, know that that's possible over the next year, actually, but it'll be heightened for the next 30 days. Mm, yeah, maybe 40. And let's see here. This you will be one of the signs, Leo, who might be looking at social networks, kind of like, am I with the right group? Or you start saying, you know what, I'm going to bring this group of people together. I'm going to create a community in this particular regard. So I love that for you, Leo. Yeah. Okay. Next is Virgo. Where the Virgo's at? Okay. So Virgo, something about career up level is on the horizon for you. Some big shift when it comes to career, could be a promotion, or you're just going to be taking your career in a whole new direction. Um, and maybe it's going to become more apparent as to how that looks for you. And it's also like, what are you known for? I think people underestimate career, and what we're known for is not always connected. Um, it could just be you've become somebody new, and everybody just keeps remembering the old you, but you're like, hey, I'm somebody new now. And so you'll just be out there letting folks know, I don't know who you think I am, but I'm going to tell you who I am, and you're going to respect it. More Virgos are going to be like, y'all going to put some respect on my name. Um, but definitely new beginnings, big changes on the horizon for Virgos. So yeah, but Virgo is the energy of mutability. It's a mutable sign. And Gemini actually is a mutable sign. So that's something that I think will make it easier for the Virgos to adjust to. Whatever this new thing is that's coming with your career or just in general, your life. Okay. So next is Libra. So for Libras, this is happening in your ninth house. Now, the ninth house is another one of those houses that has to do with good luck and good fortune. So I'm excited for you all. Uh, I've been looking at the Libras and I'm kind of like, seems like Libras are skating through the South Node being in their sign. I don't know. It doesn't seem like y'all are really affected. So that's good. Um, because I think that you're being asked to release and let something go. But with Jupiter moving into Gemini, it's going to give you an opportunity to see the new direction that you're headed in. Okay. So, yeah, Libra definitely like a vision, a focus, I think could be coming up for you all. And you might actually want to learn something new. You might actually decide you're going to learn something on a higher level of some sort and maybe become an expert. Maybe you want to step into being a master teacher. And some of y'all might even want to travel, go abroad for some of the Libras. Maybe you're going to start saying, okay, I'm serious about writing my book, publishing my book, that kind of thing, as well as I would say publicity. If you need some sort of publicity, Gemini being highlighted is going to help with that. So take advantage of it. That's a really good place. That's a really good place for you to be having Jupiter and just all this energy highlighting. Y'all will be the ones that are kind of like, I just, I have so much new perspective. You'll be able to reframe everything, hope and optimism. That's what will happen. Okay. Now it's Scorpio. So, Scorpio, you're one of the water signs. What did I say about the water signs? This could feel a bit challenging. So, I'm just going to hold all of us. We're going to hold each other, Scorpio, because we've been through. This is a challenging placement when we have planets in the eighth house, because the eighth house is all about deep healing and wounding. And it's about transformation and change. It's like, creating that change from the inside out. But it's like we're willing to go to the depths, to the bottom. We'll go to the beautiful depths of your soul. But also it's like, no, we'll go down to the depths of all the problems and the pain and the wounding. And we're going to get to the root of it and we're going to get it healed up. Right. So Scorpio, you really want to be ready for that. I struggle whenever I have planets in this house. Gemini is not always my favorite sign because it highlights this house that has to do with pain. And it's an invitation to heal, Scorpio. It's actually our energy. We're here about change and transformation. So I have a whole new reframe on it. A lot of Scorpios are ready for a change. You're ready for a transformation. So it's time for us to do a self-imposed life makeover. Those are the best ones, Scorpio. Because if Scorpio doesn't transform and change, life will make it happen. Scorpio is the sign of drama and chaos. And so we have to constantly be doing things to keep ourselves like to channel that energy. Otherwise, it just comes in any old kind of way. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. It also has to do with money. It's a money house. So other people's money, shared resources. I do believe it could be an expansion, but you want to be cautious of debt going up. You want to be cautious of around taxes. You want to make sure you keep both of those in check, right? But or it could just open you up to have so much flow and abundance that you pay off your taxes, that you pay off your debt, that you keep your taxes low. And but you could get like grants and scholarships and fellowships, so it could bring in money like that also. Also has to do with intimacy, trust. and sex, sexuality. So it could be bringing up all those topics for Scorpio. What will you do, Scorpio? What will we do? I'm acting like I'm not. Okay, Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, this is going to be a life-changing time for you. Definitely some shift around relationships. Some of the Sagittarius might get married, some of the Sagittarius might get divorced, but it definitely will bring up topics around relationships. I often find that the seventh house doesn't just focus on the life partner. I think it brings up relationship topics in general. It could be you start creating a new philosophy around who you want to be around. Maybe you're kind of like, I've changed, but my relationships haven't changed. I want to, shift that. So that could come up for some of the Sagittariuses. And also how you receive support and give support. So I really encourage the Sagittarius is to make sure that you um, open yourself up to get help. Do you need to see somebody? Do you need to hire people instead of doing everything by yourself? Do you need to hire somebody? Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm going to hire somebody to help me move. Like, why are you trying to move yourself? Ask for some support. It'll be bringing up topics around that for you, Sagittarius. Balance, I find, is another topic. Is your life in balance or is it out of balance? And I think that Sagittariuses are going to get highlighted as to what's out of balance because Jupiter is going to be over there blowing, it's not blowing up, but expanding that energy, really like being this heavier energy on one side of your chart. And so it's going to make you like, oh, whoa, I'm just spending too much time doing whatever. And so you'll be looking at balancing things and also refining your life. Is there something about your life that needs refinement? Okay, next is Capricorn. So for Capricorn, this is happening in your sixth house. And this house has to do with self-care or your health and wellness routines. And I think that, Sagittarius, you're like, okay, I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. And you just keep doing A, B, C, and D. But now it's going to be kind of like, no, you need to do something new. We need to breathe something new into how you take care of yourself, how you exercise. Also, your day-to-day routines and operations. It's kind of like, hey, we need to freshen that up. Could be personal, it could be at work. I will say some of the Capricorns might be finding new jobs, or maybe you'll get some advancement also at your job, or just like you'll like the workplace better, or you'll be looking for a workplace that you like more. Capricorn. This house has to do with the house of problems. It could highlight your problems, but you have the wisdom of Jupiter there over the next year that's going to help you to solve your problems. So yeah, you'll be very much sort of in that energy of what you're good at. Very practical. You want to just focus on practical things, practical, practical, practical. To-do list, checking to-do list off. This sixth house is about we looking at what's wrong. We're trying to get things decent and in order. So y'all forgive all the Capricorns if they come in trying to tell us, we're gonna do something new. It's just in their chart. Okay, so for Aquarius, I love this for you all. You are the additional sign that has Gemini on a house that has to do with good fortune. So I'm excited about that for you. And yeah, it could really bring about this energy though, where you're like, I just want to have fun. I want to do things that I enjoy. Some of this Aquariuses will be like, hey, I want to uh just go on more dates. I want more romance in my life. It'll make the Aquariuses have more fun. Sometimes Aquariuses are actually kind of serious because they're so intellectual. So maybe the Aquariuses need a little bit of fun. Um, Also, it has to do with children. So some of the Aquariuses might have children, or it just really brings up topics around you and your children. Maybe you want to hang out with them more, or there's just this focus. And some of the Aquariuses could turn a hobby into a business. or you just go find a new hobby. You really get into doing something. Maybe some of the Aquariuses will get into the hobby of walking, right? It's a very fun energy, creative energy. I think the Aquariuses will find that they just have so many ideas. So get your pen and paper out and write them down, Aquarius, because I think it'll be flowing more than you typically do because you already have a lot of ideas. And yeah, that's a really good place. Good fortune, I think, will abound for the Aquarius. So let's do this, Aquarius. You deserve it because Pluto is in your sign. And wow, that's a lot. Okay, last but not least is Pisces. So for you, Pisces, Gemini is the fourth house. So you're the last sign where it's like, oh, change and transformation is on the way. The fourth house has to do with home and family. So it could be something new around home. It could be even just like this whole new approach to family. There are times when my fourth house gets lit up and it's like, oh, I want to go visit my cousins and my aunts. And, I want to go do this, go home to see my dad more. It could just be some new focus around family. Maybe you want to start studying your ancestors, your genealogy. You'll want to work more with the ancestors. You'll just do more ancestral work, Pisces. So that's definitely something that could come up. And it has to do with your emotions. So it could be you're another sign that is like, hey, I need some emotional healing, or you just start doing things to help regulate your nervous system through working with the emotions. I do know me as a Pisces, that's something that's really important. It's like, oh, I got to, if I want my mental health to be well, I've got to do things to take care of my emotional body. So it could be that. But this fourth house is the foundation of everybody's chart. Everyone has a fourth house, and the chart sits on the fourth house. And so it's like Pisces, you may begin to say, I'm standing on a whole new foundation. Or you're kind of like, I'm getting rid of what was there and I'm replacing it with something new. And whatever this new foundation is, it allows you to be more expansive. Maybe just freeing up some stuck emotion is just going to give you more capacity to be able to take in more of life, to just to be grounded in yourself, rooted in yourself, rooted in your well-being. So yeah, I do think that this can help raise the intuition of Pisces. Maybe you'll hear more talking since Gemini is talking, so maybe you'll hear voices, or just this conversation, just this divine conversation, just constantly your intuition just flowing because it's very intuitive, very healing. It's a house that has to do with self-care. So Pisces, I love Pisces. I'm a Pisces, but we don't do a good job of taking care of ourselves. So I encourage you to do that. And you also want to just be cautious with overeating. Be cautious with overeating, Pisces. So that's through the 12 signs. Yes. Let's see here. I know you told us to wait, but yes, you're definitely reading correctly because I have a skill of cleaning. And the lady I know asked me to clean our house. Yes, she's going to pay me. Yes. This is going to become, that's a really good one. Going in and helping people clean their homes or organizing, just these short-term jobs where people are just paying you, like one off. I think it's going to become a brilliant, ingenious way to make extra money. Okay, good, Kat. I don't know why I'm calling you Kat, Catherine. Creative ideas came in hard for me. Awesome. Leo rising. Yes, yes. Yeah, Leo rising, that made me happy to see that for you all. So super excited. That reading will last y'all for a month. This is going to be a focus for, it might be 40 days. And then Jupiter is just going to be there. Well, eventually Mars is going to meet Jupiter there, but Jupiter is going to be there for a year. So what I just shared with you all is good for a year also, but it's heightened for the next, we'll say 40 days, because Mercury's going to move there too. So let me just pull a quick card for us all for this next week. Okay, I'm going to pull 2 cards. Okay. I know I'm kind of like not a good example of just do the reading, Tyra. You're welcome. Okay, so here is the this is from my Moon Magic card, Moon Magic Oracle. It is called Nightshade. And let me tell you what this means. Okay. Oh, my book's coming apart. So, over the next week, these are keywords that we want to consider: toxic, negative, sabotage. It says deadly nightshade is a highly poisonous plant that grows all over Britain. In the past, it was believed that witches used deadly nightshade in their flying ointments, which they would rub on their broomstick. So this plant will forever be associated with the with witches and witchcraft. The nightshade card represents poisonous people in toxic situations. It's quite a tricky card, for in reality, it's not also always possible to avoid such toxins in society. You can meet them in any area of your life. You might work alongside a spiteful gossip or have a nasty boss. Your mother in law might be nitpicky and a perfectionist. You can't do anything right in her eyes, or your spouse might be difficult to please. This card also denotes toxic situations such as bad relationships, hateful jobs, bad investments, and negative, shady friend groups. When nightshade comes up in a reading, you are wise to be on your guard. Assess all situations and relationships carefully. Be wary of any new people who come into your life at this time, for they may not all be all that they seem. This is especially, okay, so I didn't pull those other two cards. Let me see, is there anything else? Also be aware that just because someone has been a friend for years doesn't mean that they are trustworthy in all things. Nightshade flowers at night where few can see, and this card could represent someone who is kind of in your face but is secretly working against you when your back is turned. Woo! Someone who has a hidden agenda. This card reminds you to be cautious. Someone could be trying to sabotage your life, your relationships, or your career success. Look for signs of envy, jealousy, resentment in any of their behaviors or in the behaviors of people around you. Note that if they're speaking badly against someone else, they're probably speaking badly against you too behind your back. Nightshade is asking you to protect and remove yourself from such people and situations and remain watchful on your guard against these toxic individuals you have identified. While fake, shady friends might be no more than a flash in the pan, envy and resentment festers for a long time. So be prepared to defend your own interests. So maybe this nightshade card has to do with that Mercury square Pluto. And we talked about, just topics around friend groups. All of that is coming up. That's why I had to pull a second card. Confirmation of a rat, your mother-in-law. Oh, okay. Sis, I feel the heightened energy. Good, Catherine. Okay, so we have the supermoon card. Whew, okay. Y'all know I like positive readings, but sometimes the oracle we just got to go with it. I'm like, that was rough, but I'm going to be paying attention. Okay, so supermoon card stands for victory, fate, and reassurance. First word, success. The supermoon is a card of achievement and success in your endeavors. However, you will be expected to work hard for these achievements, and nothing is going to be handed to you on a plate. This card declares that a time of triumph is at hand. This success could come in any area of your life, be it love, career, business, family, or adventure. When it is present in a reading, know that you are about to experience the kind of power surge that only comes from victory. While feeling victorious is a good thing, it can also make people complacent and arrogant. Take care not to let this level of success go to your head and keep your ego in check. Maintain a steady progress towards your goals, but do not rush ahead and you will risk burnout. Excuse me. There is a sense of fate and destiny to this card and to the achievements that it represents to you personally. So, guess what? Take it as a sign that you are on the right path and that you will eventually emerge triumphant from all hard work. I had to read that one, y'all. I had to read the second one because I was like, that first one is on point, but it's beating the sister up. Hold on, let me see what y'all are saying. That's hilarious. Keep your head on a swivel. Yeah. Thank you. I see how this is perfect for me. Yeah, I mean, I really think that it's going to come up, if not for everybody, several of us, just because we have this Mercury square Pluto. And let me tell you, Pluto is this energy of like laser focused energy, and it can see through anything. It can see through all the darkness. It's like X-ray vision. And so maybe that'll be coming up for us, some of us this week, you know? Yeah. The oracle is speaking the truth. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hey, Diza, how are you? Bonjour. Bonjour. Good to see you. Yeah. Whoo. We. I'm going to do one more card. I'm going to do what is called the support card. I'm pulling from my Pathways Oracle, and it's 3 types of cards you can pull, and one is called support. So I'm going to pull us a support card. Like I told y'all, I'm feeling sensitive. So I need help. Up right here. Which one did I pull? Oh, this is so good. Self-worth. Self-worth. And then we'll end on this one. Okay. So this is more of like kind of like an oracle that has spiritual teaching in it. It says this will be a big step in your life. Embracing self-worth as a part of your support system means giving yourself the worthiness from within that you may have been spending years or lifetimes seeking externally. The very nature of this dynamic is being in agreement with your own inherent worthiness. This is not the worthiness of self as interpreted by others. This is not, I'm hanging on to your every word to see if you deem that I have worth. No, this is purely and simply self-worth. There isn't a dispute or anything to be quantified. You are enough. Enough said. There's nothing complex here. We live, we breathe, we have worth. Access it, agree to it, believe in it. You have this energy within yourself, so share it. So this is what it's asking you. What are you enjoying about your life? Enjoying about your life. Any sense of contentment adds to your self-worth. Any sense of contentment adds to your sense of worth. The beauty of the moments of living are how you personally identify yourself. How others quantify your choices does not reflect your own personal worth, nor should it ever do so. Even someone else's approval causes you to give away your own focus and personal intuitiveness. I believe we lost our heightened sense of knowing as we gradually gave away our personal worth to others' value systems. Success in this life isn't about the acquisitions made. It's so much more about what we can actually create through our own inspirations, what we become enthusiastic about, what we immerse ourselves in, help build our personal identity through self-worth. The very core of self-worth lies in the energies of inspiration. So as a support card, self-worth will be life altering. So this is something that we definitely want to do over the next week. We want to walk from our inherent self-worth. The goddess I'm going to give y'all is I don't know. I want to go with Papa out of Polynesia, and she stands for providence. She offers support for you from all realms of the universe. There is no limit to where Papa will go to assist you in your quest for life. Trust her abilities. She has unlimited optimism. I don't know her much other than from this book. Papa out of Polynesia is her name. The animal I'm going to give to y'all is the moose. We're going to use the moose totem over the next week. Moose stands for worthiness. Moose helps us to have a strong sense of self and instructs us how to bring a goal to fruition. Moose represents achievement. So there's something I think we're going to achieve this week, y'all. That's based on the supermoon card and this moose. The color I'm giving everybody is gold. Gold stands for depth. Gold enhances activation, self-motivation. It helps us trust our ability to attain and to succeed. So wear the color gold over the next week. Very good. Yes. Hopefully over this next week, we'll all get a sense of worthiness and self-worth, Adiza. All right, Queens. I thought I was not going to be on long today, but apparently I decided to stay on a little bit longer. Thank y'all so much. I am going to go on ahead and get off because I got to start. I'll be training in an hour, a little less than an hour. So I want to go on ahead and get myself ready for that. Thank you all so much for being here. Hello to all the hashtag replay sisters. If you made it this far, it just touches my heart so much whenever y'all give me a thumbs up. I would love it if y'all dropped in a heart emoji of whatever color is all about inspiration for you. I love purple, but drop in a heart emoji also just to let me know you got something from this today. I would love to see what you type in and let me know what's your takeaway from the wisdom share that we've had today. Yeah, astrocartography is real. I love astrocartography, relocational astrology. Yes. But yeah, thank y'all so much. Share the video with anyone who you think could use some wisdom for their next week. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with y'all soon. This has been fun. Oh, thank y'all. Thank you. Reminder to be present. I danced earlier, Natasha. Yeah. Good. Thank you. All right, Queens. I'm headed out. Connect with y'all next week or via my newsletter. Beautiful. You're welcome. We're grateful for you, Diza. Thank you for being here. Whatever color heart, just give me any color heart. Thank you. That's a great takeaway. Thank you, Natasha. All right, sisters, y'all take care.